Good morning everybody. Cheating a little bit for today's video diary because this is part 2 to Thursday's walk. So this was actually filmed yesterday morning on Thursday the 7th, I think it is. So we're currently at Larkholme Grasslands, which is the natural grassed area at the other side of the Rossall sea wall, the new wall. So I'm going to just take you for a little walk around these ponds. We'll have a look at what there is, and then we'll walk back on the seafront. The tide's in at the minute, so there is no walk on the beach. It's a walk on the seafront today. So this was re-landscaped when the Rossall Coastal Defence Scheme was finished, and the overflow channel, if you remember the concrete overflow channel that used to run down here, was just a straight concrete trench, and it needed to be kept because there is a potential chance of water coming over the top of the wall, not now but in the design life of this job when we're all dead and buried. So rather than reinstating a straight concrete channel, they made it into a more attractive grassland area. And we've not had any appreciable rain for weeks. I mean, we've had a few drops, but I should say for probably 5 or 6 weeks there's barely been any. So at the moment it's very dry and looking a bit parched, but this channel collects the rainwater and it filters it down to that end, where if there's a lot of it, there's a valve and it can discharge back into the sea. So we've got these lovely bridges. There's another pond a bit further up as well, similar to the one that we've just seen, and there's these lovely bridges over the water. Here come RAF pigeon. Like dive bombers. And in summer, when all these wildflowers are in flower, it's absolutely beautiful. It's really lovely. It's got a particular mowing regime. Get my teeth the right way around, so that you end up with areas that are properly mown, like across the edge of the pavement next to the highway, and then other areas are left to grow naturally. I think actually we might have a walk down here and have a look in this pond and see whether there's anything in it. As I was saying yesterday, I've got a tiny little wildlife pond in my garden, and I did want frogs in it. I only had it done last year, and I'd got somebody lined up that had got frog spawn every year in their pond. So I'm all set and ready for my baby frogs, and then we got coronavirus, so we all got locked in. Doesn't look like there's much in that, does it? At the minute. But believe me, I bet that's absolutely teeming in wildlife. It might be too small for us to see, but it will be there. The birds are certainly enjoying using it. It's lovely to see it starting to grow and establish. It's not easy building a pond. Right, we'll go up here and across the bridge. Oh, there's a duck! Can you see it? Duck. I think it's asleep. See it? I've always wanted ducks in my garden, and I commented about that on Facebook the other day, and somebody said to me, you don't want ducks in your garden because they make a terrible mess. And I said, well, that's why I've never been allowed to have any. I know that they're at your garden and pull all your plants up. We'll leave it asleep. It's having its morning siesta. So this is obviously Fleetwood seafront. Little pigeon down there having a light snack and a drink. I really like these bridges. I think they're quite attractive rather than having a straight ugly bridge. Little starling chirping. Right, so we'll go back up onto the. You see how there's quite a runoff on it. It's quite a slope. We'll go back up onto the seawall and I'll take you down to the front to see the beach. Well, to see the water, because obviously the tide's in. We'll walk around the footpath and round the back of these people. Chewing the fat. Socially distanced chat. Right, we'll go down onto the bottom revetment and then we're out of the way of everybody that's riding the bikes. So this is the beautiful seawall. We'll go down here. It's funny how when you get past that intermediate wall, you can't see the sea at all. As soon as you pass that point, you just can't hear it. Very odd. And then you come down here and it's quite noisy. Lovely. So very lucky to be in lockdown at the coast. Woo! Bit of a dodge there. Where we can come out and go for a walk and enjoy weather like this. Really lovely. Somebody FaceTiming the family. The nice thing about these steps as well, I mean obviously they're built as a sea defence to keep the water out, but the nice thing about them is that you've got an endless bench. So obviously now it's probably about 11:15 and the sun will come round full on west to be pointing straight at these steps. So you can imagine in an afternoon it's going to be boiling on here and a perfect place to just sit and sunbathe. Really nice. I won't say that's to be advised though, sitting on the rocks. Not exactly a safe occupation. Another set of steps. Look, you can see here, you've got your steps. I said yesterday about the steps leading up to the groin. So under the water, you've got your groin, which goes as far as that green top post that you can see. So at the bottom of the steps here, there's a crossover ramp, so that you don't get cut off if you're walking on the beach between the rock groins. But that just shows you how it all sort of lines up nicely. And then you've got your staircase up to the top of the promenade there. See, the devil's in the detail. The devil's in the detail. We'll walk on this bottom step. So this is what's actually known as a berm, and I'd never heard of a berm until they built this job. And apparently a berm is a spacing unit. So there you go, every day is a school day. So this is not technically actually a promenade, which is why it's not cleaned as often as the top promenade is, which is why you'll see gravel and rocks and bits of stone and what have you on it, because you can actually use it. You can walk on it and cycle on it like these people are doing, but it's not an official promenade. It's just really nice to be near the sea. And these rocks go down to the beach probably about as high as these steps go upwards. So it gives you some idea just how deep this job is from bottom to top. And a lot of the rocks is now under the sand, because the sand has built up as it's designed to do in the cracks and crevices, so that it makes an even better sea defence. Very clever. Very clever. So, I think we'll, at this set of steps, we'll call it a day for today. We'll just have a look into the deep blue beyond. Only it's a bit greeny blue today. Amazingly clear. It's really lovely. And obviously that's Blackpool in the distance. So you've got the Norbreck, Blackpool Tower, North Pier. Got to be easily 6 or 7 miles away, if not more. So next week, we'll see what next week brings. We'll have had the announcements then, obviously, from government about how lockdown is going to be amended. So next week might bring something completely different for our walks on the beach. But meanwhile, you take care, stay safe, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to tell all your friends, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.